Let's start with the Jets last night. I mean, as a fan watching that unfold and just seeing that massive display of courage and leadership from that group, something we can all learn from. Hell of an entertaining season. Hate to see it end that way, but just that specific game last night, courage and leadership, got to learn from it.
As a fan, as a coach, however you want to address this, Mark Scheifele playing that game, what did you take of that?
Once again, that's the courage piece. I think you would find throughout high-level sport, all the players are going to play. But I think what we can never understand is how difficult it is. They're all going to make that decision. It's just so bloody difficult to figure out how to get through it at the level you want to get through it as. So once again, something, certainly can watch and admire and learn from.
Ethan Vibert, what have you seen? What attracted him to you guys, or attracted you to him in the draft?
Yeah, like the way he can play. I think he's got some versatility. He's through the process. He seems like a kid we want to have around. Yeah.
So far, he's been a kid you want to?
Yeah, I think he's like every first-year player. There's lots to learn, and I think there's a bit of a jump, and they have some wins, and they have some times where they go back and, oh boy, I got to figure this out a little better. But I think that's all part of the process, and what I would say is the attitude with which he handles those ups and downs of any rookie's going to go through is pretty cool.
I was asking him how he ended up in the NCAA versus he could have stayed and played with a good program in Saskatchewan. Is there a difference when it comes to assessing guys in the draft if they played NCAA or U Sports?
Not really for us. Not really for us. Yeah.
Jarius Jackson, is he in the plans? Is he coming?
Yeah, still excused, personal reasons. Yeah.
Coach, Kamari Mun Bailey, I know we've heard you talk about him before, and I know there's been a couple of sessions that he's been away, but could you just talk about maybe what you've liked since in the time that you have seen him?
Yeah, he's gotten a little nicked up, and he was back on the field today, and then he shows exactly what you like. He's good getting off the ball, good use of hands, wants to get upfield, and seems to have that pass rush ability. I think it's going to be a little bit for him to get in the kind of shape, needed and fix a few things that he's got to work through. But that, once again, is every young guy coming up here, right? It's the difference between, Weber State and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers is massive, right? Like it's a big difference. So there's always a lot to learn. And he'll get on track to learn all that stuff, but he certainly does possess some skills, a skill set that we like coming off the edge.
Yeah, just maybe going off of that, because he hasn't played football really all that long, but I'm wondering, is that part of the intrigue for a guy like that? Is almost like a ball of clay that maybe you could kind of mold in a way?
Yeah, well, I think he's more than that. Sure. I think he does have some talent. And once again, I'll just stress this. Most first-year guys come in, and there is certain parts of it that are a shock. This is, wow, oh, this is the way we do it. Oh, this is the way we do it. So they have to learn all that, as well as learn the playbook and figure out how they fit and all those things. So, and sometimes each guy is gonna pick all that stuff up at a different pace. So you treat them all differently in terms of trying to figure out who they are and how they learn and how things go, and you try to tailor a plan for each guy specifically.
Mike, could I double back on the Jets comment you made, and you said you could learn from that. What?
Yeah, I just you look at. First of all, it's a sad thing, and we're there's so much media involved. We're all abreast of the situation, and it's terrible. But Coach Arneal and Lowry, I mean, I've been admiring Lowry's captaincy from afar for a while now. I think he's been awesome watching him, the way he's led and listening to him speak, and the way he plays the game, and the way just last night, you know, it's pretty powerful, right? So.
Sometimes I ask you about guys, and I know there's like 70, 80s guys out there, and they don't know them all yet, but what have you seen from Cam Allen?
Yeah, smart, good communicator, around the ball a lot. Seems to be stepping into a leadership role, like seems to be recognizing opportunities to lead, and trying to be good with that, you know. Yeah, I think he's come in, you know, with a few of these attributes that the defense is going to really like.
I was asking you yesterday about this being sort of the 1 week mark. What does a guy do now to take that next step, even within camp, that, you know, maybe he needs a few days to get, especially the new guys, used to the differences in the game, and then what has to happen?
Take care of their body, make sure they're available, make sure they're getting every rep they possibly can, and maximizing their effort on those reps. So staying healthy is a big one, right? They got to get that figured out because it's going to drag a little bit. It's taxing on their body, and then keep making plays.
Hi, Coach.
Hey.
Bill Mitchell brought him in over the winter. Like you were saying, you got a lot of guys here. What have you liked out of him so far?
Yeah, it's the same thing. He's got experience. He knows the CFL game. He understands CFL defenses, and like I said yesterday, with anybody new to our team, whether it be a rookie or even a veteran guy coming in, learning a new playbook, learning a new language, learning a new system. We've got new coaches in the building, so it all takes time, right? So, but when you bring a guy in who has done it before, you'll see them start to rise on certain occasions and rise through on certain plays.
And you're talking about the quarterback internship. You got Cole in here now, and as a Canadian, the Canadian quarterbacks have had a tough shake starting in this league, or traditionally. Kind of what's the value you see in having that program, helping some of these young guys learn some systems and maybe
I think the CFL has done a good job with that program. I'm glad it continues. It certainly, gives us a chance to maybe give back to the Bison program. He's a likable kid. He's got a lot of confidence, as you need to have at that position. He fits right in, as I say to a lot of these guys, whether it's the Winnipeg Rifles or quarterback internship or Bison players, whatever it is. If they don't introduce themselves as second-year university player or junior football player, a lot of guys don't even know, right? They're just bombers. They're in here working. They'll have some skill sets that'll translate well on the field, and they'll have to learn others, right? But I think Cole's been a nice addition, and he's trying to suck it up, right? They just had a bunch of practices too, so he was doing double duty here and there, going back and forth, and but you see him out after practice, just trying to soak up some stuff from Strev and work on drills with other guys and get some throws in, and I hope it pays off for him. I'm sure it will. He seems like a very bright young man who understands the leadership role from that spot.
Jamal Parker, did he get nicked today, or is it just working him back in slowly?
Yeah, working him back in.
Okay. Is it? I don't know if you'll answer this, but is it to? It seems like the second half of practice, or the second practice, however you describe it, the padded part is the one he's not in. Is that intentional, or is that just me noticing something that's not there?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
B.
Okay.
I choose B.